D. Egil sibling S. A young boy named Phil Knight was growing up in Portland, Oregon. No one imagined he would one day build one of the world's greatest sports brands. From an early age, Phil loved sports and running. Every race strengthened his determination to achieve something extraordinary. After finishing school, Phil enrolled at the University of Oregon, where he studied journalism and joined the track team. There, he met his track coach, Bill Bowerman, a man obsessed with helping athletes run faster through better equipment. After every practice session, Phil and Bowerman discussed one simple question. Why weren't running shoes lighter, faster, and more comfortable? After graduating, Phil continued his education at Stanford Graduate School of Business, where a classroom assignment changed his life forever. In his paper, Phil proposed importing high-quality running shoes from Japan and selling them in the United States at affordable prices. Instead of leaving the idea on paper, Phil traveled to Kobe, Japan, determined to turn his dream into reality. During his visit, he discovered Onitsuka Tiger, a company known for producing excellent running shoes. Phil successfully convinced the company to let him distribute Tiger running shoes in the American market. He returned to Oregon carrying several shoe samples and immediately shared the opportunity with Bill Bowerman. Bowerman carefully examined the shoes and believed they could be redesigned to help athletes perform even better. Together, they decided to build a business dedicated to providing runners with high-quality athletic shoes. On January 25, 1964, Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman officially founded Blue Ribbon Sports, the company that would later become Nike. They had very little money, no famous brand name, and no guarantee of success, but they believed in their vision. Soon, the first shipment of Tiger running shoes arrived from Japan, marking the beginning of their business journey. To save money, Phil sold the shoes directly from the trunk of his car at local track meets across Oregon. He personally talked with runners, listened to their feedback, and earned the trust of one customer after another. Every small sale gave the founders more confidence that their dream could become something much bigger. Those humble beginnings laid the foundation for what would eventually become Nike, one of the most successful sports brands in history. Every weekend, Phil Knight drove across Oregon, selling Tiger running shoes from the trunk of his car to local athletes. More runners discovered the quality of the shoes, and satisfied customers began recommending them to friends and teammates. Phil personally helped athletes choose the right shoes, building trust through honest conversations and excellent service. As runners tested the shoes during competitions, they noticed improved comfort, grip, and performance. Customers started returning for more, proving that Blue Ribbon Sports was slowly earning a loyal following. Despite growing sales, the company faced constant financial pressure. Phil spent many nights worrying about bills and cash flow. 27. Every new shipment from Japan required money they often didn't have, making growth both exciting and stressful. Meanwhile, Bill Bowerman continued experimenting with new shoe designs, determined to build something even better. He created handmade prototypes, testing different materials and sole patterns to improve athletic performance. Local runners tested Bowerman's experimental shoes, giving valuable feedback after every training session. As demand increased, Blue Ribbon Sports opened its first retail store, reaching more customers than ever before. The founders celebrated every small milestone, knowing their hard work was finally beginning to pay off. Phil worked tirelessly with suppliers and retailers to keep up with the increasing demand for running shoes. However, rapid growth also created serious financial challenges, and the company struggled to manage its expanding business. Phil negotiated with banks and investors, determined to secure the funding needed to keep the company alive. Employees worked long hours packing shoeboxes and preparing shipments for stores across the United States. Blue Ribbon Sports became increasingly popular among runners, earning a reputation for quality and innovation. But tensions with Onitsuka Tiger began to grow, putting the future of the partnership at risk. Realizing they could no longer depend on another company's products, Phil and Bowerman made a bold decision to create their own brand. That courageous decision marked the beginning of a new chapter, a brand that the world would soon know as Nick. After deciding to create their own brand, Phil Knight and Bill Bowerman began searching for a name that would inspire athletes around the world. One morning, employee Jeff Johnson suggested the name Nike, inspired by the Greek goddess of victory. The founders immediately loved it. To complete the new brand, graphic design student Carolyn Davidson created the famous Nike swoosh logo for just $35. At first, Phil Knight wasn't completely convinced by the logo, but he believed it would grow on people over time. With a new name and logo, Nike introduced its very first running shoe and officially entered the sports market. Bill Bowerman continued searching for ways to improve performance and found inspiration in an unexpected place: his wife's waffle iron. He poured rubber into the waffle iron and created a unique sole pattern that provided better grip and traction for runners. That simple kitchen experiment became the famous waffle sole, one of Nike's greatest innovations. Athletes tested the new Nike shoes and immediately noticed the improved comfort, stability, and performance. Positive reviews spread quickly, and more runners began choosing Nike over competing brands. Nike officially launched its branded running shoes across the United States, attracting the attention of athletes everywhere. Newspapers and sports magazines began featuring the Nike name and its distinctive swoosh logo. As demand increased, more sporting goods stores started placing orders for Nike products. Nike expanded production to keep up with growing demand while maintaining its focus on quality and innovation. Every successful shipment brought the company closer to becoming a nationally recognized sports brand. Phil Knight closely monitored sales reports and realized that Nike was growing faster than he had ever imagined. The company's commitment to innovation and athlete-focused design helped it stand out from its competitors. More professional athletes started wearing Nike shoes during major competitions, giving the brand valuable exposure. Customers trusted Nike because the products were designed to improve real athletic performance, not just look good. By the end of this chapter, Nike had transformed from a small startup into one of the fastest growing sports companies in America, setting the stage for worldwide success. As Nike continued to grow, the company decided to expand beyond running shoes and enter many different sports markets. Nike began signing endorsement deals with professional athletes, helping the brand earn credibility around the world. Marathon champions started wearing Nike shoes, proving that the brand could perform at the highest level of competition. Professional football players also chose Nike boots, bringing the brand to millions of fans worldwide. Tennis stars wore Nike apparel and footwear, expanding Nike's presence across multiple sports. Nike introduced its revolutionary Air technology, giving athletes better cushioning and comfort than ever before. The first Nike Air shoes quickly became popular because they combined innovation, comfort, and performance. Nike's research and design teams continued developing new technologies to stay ahead of the competition. In 1984, Nike signed a young basketball player named Michael Jordan, a decision that would change the company's future forever. Together, they launched the first Air Jordan sneakers, creating one of the most successful shoe lines in history. Fans lined up outside stores eager to buy the latest Air Jordan releases. Air Jordan became a cultural phenomenon, transforming Nike into a global lifestyle brand as well as a sports company. In 1988, Nike launched its legendary Just Do It advertising campaign. The powerful slogan inspired millions of people to believe in themselves and chase their dreams. Nike's advertisements featured athletes overcoming challenges through determination and hard work. The company rapidly expanded into Europe, opening stores and reaching millions of new customers. Nike then entered Asian markets, where demand for its products continued to grow year after year. A strong global supply chain allowed Nike products to reach stores in countries all over the world. By the late S, the famous swoosh logo had become one of the most recognized symbols in the sports industry. Nike had successfully evolved from a small startup into a global leader in sports innovation, setting the stage for even greater success in the years ahead. By the EWWS, Nike had become one of the most recognized sports brands in the world, with millions of loyal customers. The company invested heavily in research and innovation, creating new technologies to help athletes perform better. Engineers worked closely with professional athletes, testing every new shoe before it reached the market. Nike introduced Flyknit technology, producing lighter shoes while reducing manufacturing waste. The company also focused on sustainability, using recycled materials to create more environmentally friendly products. Massive warehouses and advanced logistics systems helped. Nike delivered millions of products across the globe. Every day, cargo ships, airplanes, and trucks carried Nike products to stores in hundreds of countries. Nike flagship stores became popular destinations, offering customers a unique shopping experience with the latest products. From beginners to Olympic champions, athletes of every level trusted Nike for quality, comfort, and performance. Nike became an official partner of major international sporting events, strengthening its global reputation. The company inspired millions of young people to believe that hard work and dedication could change their lives. Through constant innovation, Nike stayed ahead of its competitors and continued leading the sports industry. Phil Knight often reminded people that every great company begins with a simple idea and the courage to take the first step. Looking back, the journey from Blue Ribbon Sports to Nike became one of the greatest business success stories in history. What started as a small business, selling shoes from the trunk of a car, had grown into a multi-billion-dollar global company. Today, Nike designs shoes, clothing, and sports equipment used by millions of people around the world. The iconic swoosh logo has become a universal symbol of determination, excellence, and victory. Nike continues to shape the future of sports through technology, creativity, and bold innovation. The company's incredible journey proves that persistence, smart decisions, and believing in your vision can overcome even the biggest challenges. From a small dream in Oregon to becoming one of the world's most valuable sports brands, Nike's story reminds us that every legendary success begins with one bold step.